Now, the South African National Defence Force will remain on the ground across the country until March this year. But what change is the deployment bringing in Cape Town's gang-riddled Cape Flats? Is the presence helping in quelling violence and crime? The army is said to cost about 233 million rand. Well, eNCA reporter Ronald Masinda unpacks this with us. Good afternoon, Ronald. Are community members honestly seeing some sort of a change, given the price tag that comes with the deployment?
Good afternoon, Fundo. Well, throughout the course of the day, we've been having very interesting conversations with people living on the Cape Flats in areas such as Manenberg, Inyanga and Bonteheuwel. People are gripped in fear. While in an area where you are at the moment, in Lenteghe and Mitchell's Plain, the situation is a bit different, as people are reporting that there are not a lot of crime taking place, but there are certainly those who are trying to attract youngsters into gangsterism. Now, for more on what is happening here on the ground, we are joined by a couple of guests. I'm going to start off with Jernam Taylor. Thank you so much for your time, Jernam. I mean, you are a young man who grew up here, and I'm sure at some stage you were also approached to join a gang. Tell us more.
Yes, sir. There has been a few applications last year, but I managed to consider that as just something by not doing or coming forward as a citizen. But the crime here at the moment has been the low-key gang war going on now. So it's been tough. I can't even walk to the shop and a few friends get shot. Such as last year, 2 of my colleagues got shot. No one know about it, but still I'm deeply disappointed. As such as the police also, I mean, they're there to protect us. But when we saw them, why we have to run? So as a citizen, I'm just pleading to the government, please make a change.
Lastly, as a young man, have you also tried to maybe persuade your friends? Why do you think they join gangs?
So it's because the luxury life. It's men. Everything has a price here. So if your price is correct, you will accept by tomorrow. So
when you say luxury life, what do you mean? To gang support young people, perhaps who are not employed? Is that what you mean?
Sure, I can put you in for robbing yesterday if I can. So that's just the things. Money can buy anything here. So if that's the case, I can pursue my friend to do anything, but I'm not that kind of guy.
All right, thank you very much indeed. Well, A.B. Isaacs, let's bring you into the conversation. He is the chairperson of the Cape Flats Safety Forum. A.B., just on what this young man had to say earlier on, I mean, you've lived here for 45 years. What are the problems?
I think the problem is gangsterism and the actual recruitment of gangsterism. Crime is out of control. When I say crime is out of control, as the Cape Flats Safety Forum, we have a firm belief that there seems to be no political will from all spheres of government, including the private sector, to deal with this curse, what we call urban terror. You look, as the Cape Flats Safety Forum, you read on our social media platforms, you read every day, even up until last night, person shot due to gangsterism. Another area, person shot due to gangsterism. We acknowledge the Western Cape Safety Plan that was unveiled 2 years ago, but there's no substance in the plan. And the plan only speaks about policing. When we speak about dealing with crime, it's more of a multifaceted approach. Policing is just one particular element. You cannot have a police station at every single corner. You need to have a multifaceted approach, and one of the multifaceted approach is that the 3 spheres of government needs to put the political differences aside and deal with the current problem that we face within the Western Cape, which is gangsterism. When I say that they need to put their political differences aside, is that they need to work with all their departments and come up with a holistic. We look at there, Sister Jason, there's an open field, sports field. When I grew up here, I used to play soccer. We used to play everything. The place is dilapidated, it's vandalized. It became, and sorry for the word, it became a white elephant. And because there's no activities. You look at here, it's school holidays. The youth are wandering around. There's no activities that keeps the youth busy.
Let me come in there because in one of the conversations or the questions that I asked before I wrap up, it has to do with the army. Somewhat divided, saying that it doesn't really help their cause to have the army because sometimes army personnel use force while others felt a lot safer. Very quickly, what is the situation here? How do you feel about this?
When I was the chairperson of the Mitchells Plain Police Forum, 2018-2019, we were one of those people that called for the army. We are still of the view that the army is there to assist the police, that there's a difference of opinion in terms of the mandate, what we believe and what we said, that the army should operate autonomously because there's the element of surprise within the police. And when we say the element of surprise within the police, there are still some of them that notifies the element that we are on our way to a raid.
All right, thank you very much. Let's leave it there, Mr. A.B. Isaacson. One of the conversations, Mfundo, that I also had earlier was with MACO member of Safety and Security, J.P. Smith, and he said one of the biggest problems here on the Cape Flats is that there is an estimated 9,000 guns on the streets, which is major cause for concern.
You know, Ronald, I liked when the gentleman spoke about this being a multifaceted approach, but was quite disappointed when he didn't mention the community's role, because it is the police's responsibility and politicians' responsibility, but as well as the community, because they exist among some of these criminals. They are brothers to these criminals, they are fathers to these criminals and neighbors. So they need to somehow also assist the police in bringing these criminals to book. So it was quite unfortunate where he didn't get to expand on the community's role in curbing some of the criminality that continues to go unabated there in Cape Town. But thank you for that. That's my colleague Ronald Masinda out in Cape Town, just giving us an update on the deployment of the SANDF.